Hey guys, Veebat here with another V Plays, and I am 100% teasing you for our next iteration of the best of tier 10, and in this case it's going to be heavies. Now I'm showing you the 262 HG3 because I'm sure there's a lot of people that really like this bird, but this isn't actually my pick, and the reason it isn't my pick is because we're going with ease of use, right? We're talking about how easy is it to fly the platform. Something you can hop into cold, or maybe if you're still relatively new to the game and you're trying to get past maybe your initial fears of flying at some high tier level gameplay. So really my actual answer is going to be the XF90, and for a lot of people this is kind of the meta at tier 10 for being one of the most powerful aircraft out there. In fact, I have this plane specialized because I fly it so much, or at least I did when I was trying to really get a good handle on it. And the thing about the XF90 is you're flying an aircraft that is the most of something. This is, bar none, the fastest plane in the game. So as you can see here, airspeed of 703 miles an hour boosted, 745 in the dive, and a cruise speed of over 400 miles an hour. Now don't get me wrong, its brethren here with the 262 and the HG3, they're going to be solid platforms and much more maneuverable. But let's be fair here. I've really boosted the Javelin's capabilities when it comes to airspeed, but I've gone with a weird kind of maneuverability build on the XF90. So currently my Jav is actually a little bit faster, but for it to get to those speeds is a little bit more difficult. But when you talk about maneuverability, this aircraft is going to be severely lacking. But if you've been flying heavies this long in order to get to the XF90, you've grown familiar with the up and over, boom and zoom type passes where you shouldn't be overcommitting to a target. If you need to maneuver so much that you need to make a 180-degree turn, then you've done something wrong. Leave the target alone, come back and re-engage. What really makes the XF90 so dangerous is the ability to get across the battlefield and get to the targets it needs to get to, and the fact that it has 6 20mm cannons, which are very effective. You're talking about over 1,000 damage per second. Now, of course, there are the other heavies with much higher DPM. I should have left the 2 up here with much higher DPM numbers, but how much more do you really need when you're able to get the consistency that you can get from the XF90? And since I'm mounting long barrels on this platform, you can see I'm able to hit at nearly 3,000 feet. That's 1,000 meters for you guys that are running in metric. And that's just talking optimal range. We can hit further beyond that range as well. So we can actually make contact a little bit more out. I think we can get like up to like 3,500 or something. We can start making contact, which is probably going to be good because we're going to be closing on that target rather quickly. One of the things that's also hurting my airspeed is I am equipping the bombs on here because I love versatility, and these bombs reload in 120 seconds, so I figured why not. But if we do strip these, whoa, I'm not selling nothing, get out of here. Wanted to click on down here. If I were to strip those bombs off of here, we'd be able to get a little bit more airspeed out of it, and you can see we've easily bumped over 101 on the speed rating. On top of that, the altitude rating is phenomenal, nearly 10,000 feet optimal, 16,000 ceiling, and a rate of climb of 605 feet per second. Now, the other heavies do have some things that they really have going for them. So if we were to pull these two up just to be fair and give a good comparison, the Javelin actually has better maneuverability than the 262, right? It's the first time that you're seeing the Brits getting the most maneuverable heavy platform, but also the Javelin has an incredible amount of hit points, far surpassing that of what we would see for the XF90 or the 262. You're talking 1,200 hit points on this guy, with really good damage resistances as well. I mean, they're all heavies. They got pretty good damage resistances to begin with, but of course the Jav has a little bit more. Now, the 262 HG2 is going to have the added advantage of some pretty decent speed as well as some pretty decent maneuverability, but also as far as 30s go, the nose mounted 30s are a little bit more wieldy than the javelins are that are mounted in wings. Now that can be beneficial to get a little bit more spread, but these 30s can do some serious damage as well. And of course the 262 HG3 looks like something out of a sci-fi movie, and boom, there's the giant jav. The jav also, while it does have a lot of hit points, has a lot of surface area, which means it's a very big hitbox. I'm zoomed out as much as I can get right now, and the thing's still barely fitting in the screen. But yeah, that's what we're really looking at. And without any further ado, let's get into some XF90 play so you guys can see what this rocket ship can actually do. Alright, so here she is in battle, and we're up against Crikey in his P1102 Bravo specialized ground attacker, so we might have a little bit of an uphill battle going here when we got to try and intercept that guy. I am going to go probably straight north while F2ing the command center. We'll see how this plays out. Again, we're going up against a ground attacker, so zone control is going to be really important. So focusing on taking out attack aircraft, both bombers and ground attack aircraft, is going to be a very important objective. We got here. We have to already plan our run-in because we're already in range for this guy right here in the Hornet. Find that sweet spot. Good hits. Pulling out of the zone. Up and over turn after a de-aggro. Looks like I gotta get used to the way that this plane flies all over again. Here's some good hits, and we captured the zone. Let's start using that speed to our advantage. We're already up to 600, 700 miles an hour. Boom. Getting across that battlefield very quickly. We do see this light right here. Can we get him? Deleted. That helped give us a little bit of time. I do see the heavy down below me, but he's interested in our bomber. And I am trying to come around on this guy here. Again, I'm not following my own advice. We just made a very dramatic turn here. We're a little bit in excess of what we should have been doing. Ground attackers get knocked out. Crikey. Ooh. A little bit quick. Now, I'm not worried about losing the altitude because we're going to be able to get that back fairly quickly. Bomber's a better target. Let's actually slow ourselves down a little bit here. Find that sweet spot. There it is. Got the target. Another bomber up here. Altitude's not that big of a factor for us anymore. Look how quickly we were able to take out that threat. Let's move on towards the mid. I did see, there he is. Crikey. Let's go after the ground attack aircraft. Nice thing is we know we've got airspeed on almost everybody, and we still got a boost cooler sitting in the tank unused. Okay. Oh, he's trying to bomb trap us. Smart move by him. May actually already have the zone. Okay. Yeah. Should have went back down for Crikey, but right now we do have a light attack, or a light altitude fighter that's on our 6, and doing a straight vertical dive is a dangerous proposition. Alright, let's come back around. Alright, Crikey, are you gonna kick that nose up at me? Not at me, on somebody else though. Okay, let's head over to the other command center. Looks like our guys are doing good work over there. Getting a bit of altitude will give us some added security. The heavy's down low, eh? Interesting move. An F7U here, very low health. Good kill. Find the sweet spot. Where is it? Got it. Got the zone. Keep powering through. Use that velocity to our advantage, and we're actually going to head back over to the other command center. Maybe we'll pop this MiG on the way through. See if we can make that happen. Closing distance really quick. Makes the battlefield feel a lot smaller, and I feel very confident that I can get over to the command center in a reasonable amount of time. No such luck on the kill there. Ooh, 1092. Always a dangerous aircraft. This is overcommitting at its finest. Let's go ahead and blitz out of here. I was hoping to steal that from our brethren. Which bomber to go for? This one's coming into the zone. Might be able to deter his attack run here. Now, looks like the GA did the work that needed to be done. We're getting a little bit greedy here on the turn, and we're paying the price for it right now. Yeah. Get that engine back. Go after the Tu-12. We stay on the bombers, that usually does well for us. And I am keeping an eye on the mini-map. I see the 1092. Okay, 1092 looks like he's committed, and we're going to rudder our turn over so we drop down on him like a slicing action. See if we can cut the corner. He's already dead. Alright, moving on. Okay, let's play protect our bomber a little bit. Actually, kill the bomber is always more fun. Let's go for this guy. You'll note that we really haven't had too many occasions where we felt very threatened. Now, if somebody was playing against me in an altitude fighter, they probably could give me a good run for my money, but they'd have to get on me early because I'd probably be gone by that point. We've always kind of had an energy advantage, or at least the ability to pull on the piggy bank of energy we have kind of stored up, either already existing velocity or the ability to accelerate beyond the threat. Got some false hit indicators there, a little bit of sparkles. Let's go for a more sure thing, something that doesn't see us coming. That's a little bit more of a sure thing. Just picked up McGuire. And like I said, this thing's kind of the meta these days just because of the ease of use, just makes it very powerful. Guys are about to pick up the zone again. Squall line, we own both command centers at this point. And since it is squall, let's go hunt down some bomber aircraft. Saw one over this way a second ago, right about in this portion of the zone. You going after my bomber? Let's see if we can help him out. Already in range. Exaggerate the lead. There we go. These are both heavies. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to pick this up here. None of those made contact. Alright, what do we got here? Bomber up high, both bombers. Okay, let's go for it. I think they're both up here. We just lost sight of one of them. There he is. Getting that nice hit indication noise, keeping the guns cool. Let's trim them away. We're following. A lot easier to get that kill in that instance. We're going to go ahead and start getting a bit of maneuverability here so we can try and kill him now. There we go. Flying shield badge for getting ground and air targets, and flying paladin. Just hit 12k personal points. Solid play so far. Moving on to the next portion of the map. There's actually somebody down here. I think we're still on our original plane too. Only thing we've lost so far is an engine when I got a little bit greedy against that one bomber aircraft. But you guys note that like almost the entire time my voice was really calm, because this just feels very like a leisurely driver, because you have so much control being the most of something. A Yak 30 being the most maneuverable, you can go into almost any fight feeling very confident. You get into a F-86 Sabre at altitude, you're going to be able to outmaneuver everything at that altitude block, essentially, depending on how your setup is. And an XF-90, you're going to be able to outpace everything. So it gives you that level of flexibility. And we actually contributed to capturing 5 sectors. We got 600 capture points, some of it for defending, some of it for attacking, a majority attacking. ABC is right. And you'll see here for aerial targets destroyed, we killed 7 bombers and 1 attack aircraft. We maxed out all 3 of these categories, getting us our Hero of the Sky, you know, essentially our first class badge here. And yeah, Crikey did not play a bad battle, guys. You can see here, Crikey had some pretty decent personal point scores, 340 capture points. The zones he went after were the command centers and the garrisons. He was probably yo-yoing between the middle and that first sector. But we were easily able to dominate the battlefield just through our ability to get to where we needed to go. Now, I have gone with Marksman 2 setup, and I've also gone with long barrels because I just want to be able to get those hits early on, because you're moving so quickly that the window of opportunity is very, very short. I forgot I actually ripped the bombs off of this. Kind of forgot about that, which is fine. We never used them, but 500-pound bombs, they're pretty good, and they can go a long way to being able to secure a victory sometimes. But yeah, guys, the guns worked great. It's a beautiful plane. It's all engines. This thing's all engines. It really is a rocket ship. This was I think this might have been the first tier 10 I picked up, actually. I was kind of working my way down this and the Corsair line at the same time, and I think the XF-90 I picked up first, and I got the F-7U second. So I've had the XF-90 for a while because I knew it was the most of something, and I've always been a bit of a min-max player in the past for a lot of the games that I've played. So this actually fit me fairly well. But again, I really do think that this is the easiest plane to fly. Is it the best? It's all personal preference, guys. What do you enjoy? I think you might find that if you really like the Javelin, or maybe you like the 262 HG3, but if you were looking for something that's going to be an aircraft that's easy to hop into and you feel like you have a bit of domination of your airspace, the XF-90 is a great pick, and that's why you see a lot of them at tier 2. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.